As 2017 draws to a close, it is time to put all our best recommendations in the one place. Mamamia's flagship podcast, Mamamia Out Loud, has dished out more than 100 book, podcast, television, article, movie and just general life recommendations over the course of the year, and been in constant conversation with our listeners who either love them or hate them. So here are our recommendations that garnered the best response. Enjoy! Dirty John, 6-part true crime series about a 59-year-old Californian woman, who has 4 children. She falls in love with a man named John Meehan whose past slowly starts to reveal itself. Heavyweight, isolated stories about ordinary people, who revisit the moment that changed everything. Host Jonathan Goldstein explores what went wrong in people's lives, and helps them move on. Case File, Australian true crime podcast, which goes into incredible detail about the world's most notorious crimes. The 3-part case, Joesto, was one of the best of the year. Alone, a love story, a narrative about a woman named Michelle Parise, who charts the tragic demise of her marriage. It explores the complexities of heartbreak and loneliness. Listen, the podcast you'll need to be listening to this summer. Post continues below. Short and Curly, a kids podcast by the ABC, which asks ethical questions about animals, technology, school and the future. How Do You Sleep at Night, also a podcast by the ABC, about Australians who have made some morally questionable decisions. The series sees host Sarah McVeigh speak to a murderer, a stock market manipulator and many others, about how they justify their actions on a day-to-day basis. Making Oprah, the story of a television revolution, which includes an interview with Oprah Winfrey herself. Where should we begin? The podcast by prominent psychotherapist Esther Perel, who records fascinating conversations that take place in couples therapy. The Tim Ferriss Show, the relationship episode, Sex, Love, Polyamory, Marriage, and More, with Esther Perel. This is the episode where we all fell in love with Esther Perel. It's one of the most interesting insights into relationships, cheating and love you will ever listen to. Strangers, Do You Like My Little Lie? Each episode of Strangers is described as an empathy shot into your arm, as they delve into the stories of ordinary people. This particular episode has a true crime element. Listen, we have a whole network of killer podcasts, including Tell Me It's Going to Be Okay, Lion, biographical drama starring Dev Patel, Nicole Kidman and David Wenham. Get Out, American horror film starring Allison Williams and Daniel Kaluuya. Dear Zachary, true crime documentary.